when he fell with his eyes wide open, that just makes it a bit better, doesn't it? If Hasbulla hit me, he walks around hitting people, you have to give him one back, wouldn't you? I always think that. Everything centred around my life right now is towards me becoming UFC heavyweight champion of the world.
Tom Aspinall joins us here on Joe, one of the heavyweight kingpins of the UK. Tom, who are you around here working for on Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards?
BT Sport box office, best in the game, yeah. With this weekend, biggest UK show ever. Very exciting times, isn't it, this weekend for us?
It is. I mean, for you personally, not being on that card, coming here, doing 10 hours of media and not fighting, how is that feeling being around the O2 Arena and not being a part of that? Because last time we spoke, you said you're going to be itching. You're not bothered, but then you thought you were going to be itching during the fight week.
Well, it's bittersweet. It's weird to be in the hotel and not... I've never been to a UFC fight week before. This is my first time. Well, I have, obviously, but not been fighting. This is my first time ever being somewhere and not fighting. So it's a little bit weird. I know what the people are going through. I know they sat there at breakfast thinking about Saturday, and I'm sat there thinking about breakfast. So that's usually I'll be sat there eating, but I'm not actually... I'm there physically, but I'm not there mentally. I'm just thinking about Saturday. So... yeah, it's something new for me. I'm very excited to be here, very excited, and I can't wait for Saturday.
I mean, that's an interesting point. What is going through these fighters' heads right now? I thought probably in weight cut, getting ready for the weigh-ins, and they've got the press conference today as well. Being a part of a main event like this, what is going through their heads?
It's hard to think about anything else. It's hard. For me, I can only speak for myself. It's an individual sport. Everyone feels different about the way their approach to the game and stuff. But it's like I can be where I am and I can be completely enjoying myself, and then it'll just hit me. I'll just be like, oh, fighting this weekend. And then I think about that for a bit longer. And it's like I distract myself a little bit, and then you go back, and it's just exhausting. It's a lot of emotions for 1 week. It's a lot.
I mean, we're obviously here for Usman Edwards 3. Usman's one of the only people I've spoken to, and he actually scared me yesterday. He looks mean, he looks aggressive. Do you think that could play into it a little bit, that he's almost taking this too seriously, could take it into a swinging match rather than going to the ground doing what he does best?
Why did he scare you?
He scared me because I asked him, he said he's feeling violent. So I was like, right, so you're feeling violent, what does that entail? And he looked at me dead in the eyes and said, I'm just feeling violent, I want to do things to this man. And just him saying that to me, I was a bit scared, so I was like, God knows how Leon feels.
I'm a bit scared just listening to that, to be honest with you. I hope he don't get violent with me. I don't want it. I don't want any of that. He's in the right sport. If he's feeling violent, it's a violent sport. So I'm looking forward to it now. You've hyped me up a little bit, yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, going into this one, Leon seems like he's taking a bit of confidence from obviously winning the belt, and he's coming to this fight, he's got a bit of a swagger about him, and he feels like he's got to the point where he wants to be. How do you see this fight playing out?
It's really interesting. It's really, really interesting. It's really good to see Leon kind of like riding the wave of where he's at and embracing, like you say, that confidence and that side of him. It's not something we've seen too much of him before, and it's really nice to see him getting like the recognition he deserves, because the guy is amazing. The guy is incredible at the sport of mixed martial arts that we all know and love. So that is really nice. Did you ask me for a prediction? Is that what you asked?
To see how you think it's going to go.
How I think it's going to go. Two guys, top of the mountain, aren't they? You never know who turns up on Saturday with the best game plan, in the best mental state, and with the best preparation. We're going to find out on Saturday night, and that's the thing about this sport. You can be the better guy, but it's who's the better guy in that 25 minutes. Who's going to be the better guy at 11 p.m. ish on Saturday night? That's what it ultimately comes down to. It's not about who's better in the gym. It's not so much about who's put the better preparation in, who's sacrificed the most. Also, obviously, all this stuff comes into it, but ultimately, it's about who's the best in that 25 minutes, and that's what we're going to find out Saturday night on BT Sport box office.
He's got it in twice. I mean, Usman probably was the better fighter for the 24 minutes, but it's that 25 that you're saying. I mean, was that probably the best head kick you've seen in the UFC?
In the UFC, but, on nights out, I've seen a few when people do the old shoelace tie. One bit, straight in the net. You know what I mean? You've seen it. You're a northern man. You've seen what happens.
Northern man, I have seen it. Yeah, but when someone pulls out a head kick on a street fight, you just know, let's get out of it.
Usually they miss and then fall on the back. I've seen that a few times as well. But yeah, that was a lovely head kick that he landed. It doesn't get better than that, does it? And especially, I'm going to sound like a bit of a weirdo here, which is...
This is what we want.
Yeah, it's justified. I am a bit of a weirdo. When he fell with his eyes wide open, that just makes it a bit better, doesn't it? That was a bit
special.
That was a bit creepy, weren't it? That was nice. Yeah.
How do you think it feels? I mean, I hope to God that you never have to go through this, Tom. But how do you think it feels for Usman? Every single promo for this fight opens up with his head getting kicked and him being knocked unconscious on the floor. I mean, he's such a proud guy as well, and he was at the top of the mountain. He's been for years. Everyone's telling him he's the greatest thing since Warburton sliced bread. He's there now, and then to open up every preview is that.
It must be tough. I hope I don't have to go through it, like you say. It's weird because sometimes I've done it myself. Like I'll be in the changing rooms before me fight. My hands will be getting wrapped. I'll be warming up, and obviously there's TVs everywhere in the changing rooms. They'll be showing little promos and stuff. And your opponent will be on. They're showing a little highlight video on of your opponent. And I'm looking and thinking, this guy's pretty good, you know. This guy looks pretty dangerous. I'm going to have to fight him in a minute. So to be actually getting knocked out by that guy, you getting knocked out by him, that must be tough. It must be tough to process. But this guy is one of the best welterweights ever. One of the best that's ever been in the octagon. And his mindset is absolutely elite. So very interesting. To me, I'm massively into like psychology, sports psychology, and just people's minds in general. Like that intrigues me a lot. So I'm very interested to see how he turns up mentally on Saturday night.
I feel like people will be scared of you when they watch you on the TV as well before the fight. So that's quite interesting that you're both seeing each other beforehand and going in, and you got to go up against Tom Aspinall. But there's someone who's looked at you recently and took a bit of a dislike to you, Conor McGregor. What happened there?
I don't know. I don't think I'm a particularly offensive guy. I don't think I said anything wrong, but he wasn't happy with it. So
just a preview to everyone who doesn't know, what did you say about Conor McGregor?
Well, I actually didn't say anything about.
Did you ask the question?
Yeah, so I was asked a question, and they asked about his fight, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm more looking forward to other fights. Like Jon Jones' fight was coming up, a couple more fights I mentioned. I'm looking forward to more than McGregor's fight." And that's what I said.
And then the old media spin is Tom Aspinall not looking forward to Conor McGregor's fight.
I still am looking forward to it. I can't wait for his fight. I was just saying that I'm looking forward to other fights more. That's all.
He could be here on Saturday.
Yeah, he might be.
He's quite big as well, isn't he? I mean, he's quite a similar size as well. So I don't think many people would want to get on the wrong side of Conor. But like you say, he didn't mean anything. But I think it was just a miscommunication on all parts.
I don't want to get on the wrong side of anybody. Not Conor, especially not Conor. Like, I don't want to get on the wrong side of nobody. So, wasn't meant. It wasn't said in any spiteful way. I was just saying that I would rather watch other fights more than his. That's all.
No, I think you were more than justified in what you said, Tom. Don't worry. I'll back you up. If it does come to it, it won't mean anything. But you were talking about Jon Jones. We'll have to get Jon Jones in there as well, obviously. How good of a comeback was that for you to see something like that in your division, and what did you rate that performance?
I thought he looked great. I thought it was expected though. Like, Jon Jones is amazing. How long has he been a champion? Probably like 10 years at least. We knew what he could do. We didn't know how he'd look at heavyweight. He looked great from what we've seen. To be expected. He's the GOAT. To be expected.
Did you see anything in there that you maybe could handle or couldn't handle?
No, he looked great. It was a flawless performance, really, weren't it? I mean, he looked a bit slow initially, but he's also not fought for like 3-4 years or whatever, so he's going to look a little bit. But he completely dominated the fight. You can't pick any holes in that. He looked great.
How do you think a fight between you and Jon Jones would potentially go down? Just from what you've seen, I know we didn't get to see much of him, but you as someone who can take it on the feet, take it down to the ground, seems like a bit of a different opponent to Gan.
Is he ticklish or not?
Is Jon Jones ticklish? Why would it matter if Jon Jones is...
No one's done that to him yet. We don't know how he's going to react to that. No.
The only move you can go for. Everyone's tried everything, but tickling, no one's probably tried that at all. But
people always say like weird stuff like, what if someone, you know, like people who've never trained, what if someone tickles you? Like, you don't really think about it.
But then the fact that you don't think about it must mean that it could happen.
Maybe it works. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it on him. No, he looked great. I think I match up well with him, but I think I've got a lot of work to do before I can even discuss that. Do you know what I mean? He's amazing. So I've got to prove myself a little bit more first.
What type of guard you pull in as you're tickling?
What do you mean, guard?
So like, surely you're not going, because he can just whack you while you're trying to tickle him with the helmet.
I'd have to get on top. Use my weight advantage on him, pin him, and then he doesn't look like the ticklish type, does he?
No.
He doesn't, does he? He don't look
Do you know like Usman? I don't think he'd be tickling.
No, he's definitely not ticklish. No.
Tuivasa, I think, would be tickled.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He would, wouldn't he? He would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that you potentially would want on your comeback as well? Because it does seem like it matches up quite well now. Tuivasa's had a few losses, or has he lost too many that it doesn't match for you now?
I don't know. That's his business. Whatever he wants to do. But I have a fight, and it's not him. So.
Oh, you've got a fight.
It's done. I've got an opponent. I've not got a date yet, and there's no contract signed, but it's verbally agreed.
Any ideas on the opponent?
It's not Tuivasa. It's not Gan, and it's someone else in the top 10 who's not matched up.
Okay. Is it Hasbulla?
He's not heavyweight.
Well, he's not been ranked, so I wouldn't know. But he could if he wanted to blow up.
If Hasbulla hit me, you know he walks around hitting people. You have to give him one back, wouldn't you? I always think that. I wouldn't. I'm not bothered if he's small. If he hits me when I'm not looking.
But don't you expect it because it's Hasbulla?
You get one back. He'd have to. He's a fully grown man. If I'm sat there minding my own business and he comes over one of them bombs. Yeah. You
know what I love how northern you are about this subject. Everyone else is like, yeah, Hasbulla hit me. You're like, he's getting one back, pal.
Yeah, he would. He's a fully grown man though, isn't he? He comes over with them side swipers. Get up. Yeah.
Do you know what? That actually puts you and Conor on the same. Conor said he wanted to volley him.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Respect. We're on the same wavelength. Did he really say that?
He said on a Twitter run, I want to volley that little Hasbulla.
No, he's funny. He does crack me up. And you see his thing with BT Sport with, was it Adam Catterall? He elbowed him.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. That was funny, to be fair. That was awesome.
I love that. I want to see you get digged now by Hasbulla and just see what your response would be, because you would be the first guy that's ever gone after Hasbulla.
I wouldn't really. I'm only joking. I would respect him.
That's getting edited out, so you would do it. You would do it. So the fight week, we've got Jon Jones coming up at heavyweight. So you have got a fight in line. How is the knee, and how are you feeling within yourself as well?
I feel probably in the best mental place. Does that make sense or not?
It does,
yeah. The best place mentally would be better. The best place mentally I've ever felt, probably.
I think you said last time you've cut some people out that you realised weren't there for you, and you've changed up your routine and stuff like that. So is that a refresh? You feel it's just benefited you massively?
Yeah, I just feel like everything centred around my life right now is towards me becoming UFC heavyweight champion of the world. Everyone and everything is about that. Everyone who's like involved in all aspects of my life, friends, family, teammates, everything, training partners, sparring partners, coaches, like everybody is just about me being the best that I can be, and that's a good spot to be in. And obviously my knee's great, so there's nothing holding me back right now.
I love that answer. And then finally, last time we spoke, we were talking about Tommy, and you said he'd beat Jake Paul, and not many other people said he would beat Jake Paul, and he did it convincingly. And as a friend, that must have been nice to see just that weight lifted off his shoulder. He's been at it for 2 years, just getting hounded.
Yeah. I'm actually very proud of Tommy. He really did good. Also, being a Fury, right? I've been around the Fury family a lot, and being a boxer, they're all boxers. They've all boxed of some kind. They've got a massive family, very alpha male family, very testosterone fueled family, very nice people as well. Let me add, they're not bad at all, really good people. But to be a boxer, be involved with boxing, and be called Fury carries a lot of pressure. Just that. Now, Tommy being on the level of celebrity that he's on, and having the pressure and the haters that he's got, and having a newborn baby as well on top of that. The pressure that he was under was unbelievable, and he pulled it out the bag. So fair play to Tommy, well done. Extremely proud of him, but I knew he could do it. Tommy's a good guy, good boxer, and he's got a big future ahead of him. Fair play to Tommy.
And just within that as well, like the build-up, I know they're all family. Tyson saying he'll leave him in Saudi Arabia. His dad saying, well, he's not coming back. He's no son of mine if he loses. That added pressure, like you say, that's just a huge amount to take on, as well as the baby and everything like that. And what do you make of Jake Paul during that fight?
I think Jake Paul did good as well. I think the pressure that both guys were under goes beyond some world title fights, in my opinion. And these are two, like...
Well, there was a world title fight underneath it.
Yeah. It was that Badu Jacko, yeah. Like, it's incredible to have two... I wouldn't call them novices, because they both had under 10 fights. Is that right? That's right, isn't it?
Yes, that was Tommy's ninth.
So not a lot of experience between them, and they're performing like that really well in front of literally millions of people. So you got to respect both guys. I think Jake did a great job. I just think Tommy's better than him. Simple as that.
And finally, Tyson Fury Usyk, that is going to be announced. I think we've got BT here next to us, and it could be announced soon. Thoughts on that? I mean, it looks like Usyk's got under his skin a little bit.
I don't think so. I think Tyson's the king of the mind game. It's interesting. I think Tyson's just massive, and he moves like he's not massive, and he's an absolute giant. And I think Usyk moves really well. Usyk's also a big guy, but he's also like 6'3", 6'4". Tyson's 6'9", 20 stone. We're talking about a 6'3" guy he's made like, 14 stone before or whatever. He's just not big enough. Simple as that. Yeah, I think Usyk's amazing, but Tyson's also amazing and way bigger naturally. So I think Tyson wins the fight, and I can't wait till it's made and look forward to it.
And if we can just finish on our favourite game, Bat Yourself. So these are made-up fighters. You can take it to a street fight if you want, Tom, and you just let me know if you think that you could beat them. So last time it was 3 Hasbullas. You backed yourself against 3 Hasbullas. First of all, I must have think on my head because I wasn't really prepared for this, but I'm thinking on my head. Just one, Logan Paul.
What, just me against Logan Paul?
Just you against Logan Paul. He's a big guy.
That's light work for me. But you said it can be a street fight. How many beers are we in? Because any more than 2 beers, I'm losing. Simple as that.
Really? I mean, you look good against Bisping on about 7.
No, Bisping had 7. Bisping had 7. I was sober. I'm not. I've got a on the streets. I've got a losing record. So
you've got a losing record.
Got a losing record. I'm probably about 2 and 5 on the streets. Yeah. So
who are these people that have beat Tom Aspinall?
Some very average street fighters have beat me in the past. So. I'm all right. When there's rules involved and that, I'm all right. But when training camps are involved, I'm all right. But if you catch me on the beer, I'm not great. Not great.
Superb. I'm going to track down anyone who's beaten you in a street fight, and I want to interview.
They're not that hard to find, you know. They're not that hard to find. Yeah.
Just go up north. Yeah. Ask. So you got 2 victories. You get your hand raised after that.
What do you mean?
Like after the street fight, hand raised or?
No. Just get arrested.
Oh, that's the one. 3 Boris Johnsons.
3?
Yeah, 3. The reason I'm giving you 3 is because I don't think he's the fastest guy I've ever seen in my life.
One after another or at the same time?
Which one would you prefer?
Well, I've had a few fights with a few people. I was all right with 2 at once. As soon as there's 3 involved, no chance.
You are such a unit. You're all right with 2 people at once.
No, well, it depends who they are. 2. In this one particular situation that I had, I was all right with 2.
Yeah.
As soon as a 3rd man comes into the party.
Yeah, because you just don't have that many eyes to see.
Yeah, they're just getting all kinds of angles in. Yeah, there's
no. So 3 Borises at once, but you got to remember Boris. I'm going to imagine does not have a lot of fighting experience.
Yeah, I reckon I'd knock one out with the first exchange, and then I'd be all right with the other 2. Then, yeah, I'd be all right with that. Would
you take it to the ground or just?
No, I'd keep it standing. Don't want to get too close to him. It looks a bit disgusting.
Yeah, you know, I'd give you that. Go on, I'll give you 4 of me.
At the same time?
At the same time. I've never had a fight in my life.
I've got a 2-man rule.
Alright, okay. Alright, 2 of me.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, 2 of you. Yeah, easy. Yeah, no problem.
No
Yeah,
problem.
No problem.
People who don't know what I look like, I am a unit. So
Why are you not actually on camera?
I don't need to be.
Are you usually on camera?
No, it's not about me. It's about you.
Right, okay, I think you should be on camera.
Oh, thank you. Well, 2 of me, you'd sort, no problem.
Yeah, I'd be alright with that.
Okay. What about me and Alex? You remember Alex, the Welsh guy? He's quite big.
Oh, yeah, I'd be alright with you two. Yeah, I'd be alright.
You'd be fine. Okay. Would you ever do a tag team UFC match on that note? Because there's been tag team boxing matches recently. Okay. So who would your tag team partner be? And I'm going to give you Ty against Ty, and I'll give you against Cyril Gann as well.
Ty and Cyril. Ty, they're the other two.
Ty and Cyril. And you can take another, whoever it is, into the octagon with you, and it's a tag team.
Tough matchup, innit? I'd take Jon Jones in.
You and Jon Jones.
Of course I would. Yeah.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see
that. On the same team, man.
Would you just tag him in instantly?
I'd have a go myself first. When I started gassing out, I'd get him in. Yeah, I'd have a go myself. Yeah.
I can just imagine Ty just holding on to you, just try and just grapple for Jon Jones.
No, we'll get Jon Jones in. Yeah, definitely.
Well, what a superb end to this interview, Tom. Thank you very much for speaking to us. You can catch UFC 286 on BT Sport Box Office. See you on there as well.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Tom, thank you very much.